You're listening to a segment previously aired on Ask Lady Joan.
I'm going to start crying. I like Roy Orbison.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful song, actually.
Beautiful voice, eh?
Yeah. Great. Anyway, yeah, so there he was, standing all alone or sitting on the couch, and I wailed. When he left after the door closed, I wailed.
Yeah. I did see for...
I know men sometimes are different than women. But.
You know, for my ex-wife and I, it was... I haven't talked about a lot of this stuff on the air. But it's been a long time, so I don't really give a shit anymore.
Yeah.
When we broke up, we were at another friend's house, and they suggested, you guys need to take some time apart. You need to, sort this all out and meet back here in like 5 days and decide whether you're going to continue. And I knew, because we had said, we're never going to spend a night apart no matter what problems we have. Yeah. We'll work it out and stay together the entire night until we get it figured out. And the second that she came back here, picked up her stuff to go back to this other house, and she left, I was like, that's it, it's over.
Yeah.
And there was a good probably 10 minutes where I think I sat down on the couch and just kind of stared at the wall for a few minutes. And then I started crying, and I was like, what the fuck? What is going on right now?
Well, that's emotion. That's, great depth emotion.
And then
I thought for sure he would have heard me outside.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the same that I felt when both my parents died.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's such a strong feeling.
Yeah. And even if you don't want to cry, you cry. I'll be in the middle of a conversation, and all of a sudden I'll say something, and it cues something, and it's like, and everybody goes, "Oh no, we didn't need to make you cry," and it's like, no, it's part of the healing process. I always say that breaking up is like death, because there's a process you have to go through to heal. Mm-hmm. And you go through your mourning, and then you get angry, and then acceptance, and then I guess you carry on. Mm-hmm. The only difference is that usually when a person dies, there's only the one person that dies. When a relationship dies or ends, you don't only lose that person, you also lose their family, friends, mutual friends that you call them mutual friends, but somewhere along the line they become his friends or your friends. And as much as they are mutual, it's very difficult to say, oh yeah, well I was out with blah blah last night. Like, I don't want to know that. You know what I mean? Especially when you're healing, the last thing you want to know is that they're having a good time.
Oh yeah, you want to know that they're miserable without you, right?
You want to know that they're as miserable as you are.
Yeah.
Like, that they did have some care or some emotional attachment to the relationship.
Yeah.
Right? And I know that I think it's easier for the person that leaves than it is for the person that is left.
Yeah.
Right? Because, I can honestly say in my lifetime and in all the relationships I have had, I've only had my heart broken twice.
Yeah.
And this is the second time. So, unfortunately for all my husbands, they never really broke my heart because I ended up leaving them.
Right.
So.
Now, I know for me, when my breakup happened, I had to get out of the house, but I didn't want to be around any people. I just knew that I couldn't be anywhere that...
She was?
Yeah, like, even looking at my bed, I was like, hey, I used to fuck her there.
Yeah.
And then, well, it went even further then it was, hey, she was with somebody else on that bed.
Ooh.
And then I went to the couch, and I was like, wait a minute, they were on this fucking couch, too.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I moved a chair outside and slept on the balcony for like a week, because that was the only place I could be where I...
felt safe.
Yeah.
That nobody else had slept.
Where I was like, hey, this is still mine.
Yeah, this is mine. My space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then after that, because she had kind of cheated on me, she did this whole thing where she was like, well, she originally said, yeah, I'm not kinky. That was her reason. And she was like, right. Yeah, I'm done with that. I don't want to be submissive. I don't want to do anything. And the thing is, if she had ever told me that she had, say, a dominant side or anything, anything she wanted to explore would have been open.
Yeah.
If she had just said that she wanted, and she did, she actually, when things went down, she told me that she wanted to fuck somebody who was actually in my house at the time, and we were like on our way back upstairs, and she was like, yeah, I want to fuck him. And I was like, okay, not tonight, but we can talk about that. Because you just went on 4 years of being like the biggest monogamist in the world. So this is kind of out of nowhere. I'd like to have a chance to talk it over with you first. But I never said no. It was, no, just wait. We can get to that.
Yeah. And
couldn't wait. So went ahead and did it. And or went ahead and did stuff. We'll put it that way.
Yeah.
And yeah, so... Oh, I'm being told to look at the chat room?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
There's a question in there, that's why.
Okay, yeah. So then the next thing I know, she's not only not kinky, yeah, right. She's showing up at every play party in Ontario as a way to piss me off.
Yeah.
And it was as a way to piss me off because now she doesn't come out to anything.
And as far as I'm concerned, that's very disrespectful. I know I've already mentioned to the cross-dressing group or community that I want to go to some of their functions, but I don't want to go if Lisa's there. And out of respect for Lisa, because that's her territory as far as I'm concerned, that's where I wasn't part of that until I really met her. I was like, I knew some cross-dressers, but not to the point where I was actually part of a group. Mm-hmm. That if she's going to be there, I would prefer not to go, and that I would bow out because I'm not prepared to be in the same room with her.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that maybe she'll give me the same respect in the BDSM community, but the BDSM community is much larger, and I can't ask the BDSM community for the same as I have with the cross-dressing.
No, I see what you mean, yeah.
Because it's much larger than the cross-dressing group that I belong to.
Well, I mean, the fact of the matter is the BDSM community is definitely large enough that you can both go to different parties, you can both have different groups of friends, or even the same group of friends at different events.
Yeah.
I mean, in reality...
But it's more likely I'm going to bump into her with the BDSM group than I will with the expression.
See, now, the thing is, when I ran into my ex, I didn't have a problem with seeing her. I had a problem seeing her with the dude that she cheated on me with.
Yeah.
But even that, I was okay with. What pissed me off was the malice behind her being there. Because she wasn't just there for her own reasons.
Yeah.
She was there to be in front of me.
Yeah.
And she proved that by repeatedly going to play on play equipment. The moment I would pop up to play... I remember we were at Club Edge one time, and the second I get up to do a scene on the girl I was playing with at the time,
she gets up.
Boom, she gets up and goes right in front of me on the piece of equipment that I had no choice but to look at all night. Yeah. Now, thankfully, I'm very focused on what I do, so I didn't even notice she was there until afterwards, which kind of backfired on her. But apparently, the entire time she was looking at me and trying to get my attention. And I didn't notice, but other people that were there were like, did you see that? This is what she was doing. And I was like, well, it didn't fucking bother me. But,
and that's being the bigger person, right?
But later on, knowing that she was doing it on purpose, that pissed me off because I never did anything to hurt her on purpose.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's the same thing. It's just like, I'm sure that Lisa would come up to me at a function and act as if everything should be okay. And it's not. Mm-hmm. It's not okay. What you did how I feel about what you did, even though, I mean, the truth is the truth and it is what it is. Mm-hmm. It just wasn't supposed to be like that. And if you knew for a whole year that you weren't happy or longer, then you should have opened your mouth. If anything, I give pride in the fact that I know how to communicate and I always leave the door wide open. And every year I would check with her. Are we still on the same track? Are we still, on the same mind level? Are we still heading the same direction? So it's not like I didn't open that door to talk about it.
Well, I mean, even the people that tune in every week, they've heard you say things on the air while she was even in the chat room.
Yeah.
So
So she knows that, and, I never, she always allowed me to be exactly who I was and to express exactly what I wanted to express. And like I said, I always encouraged her the same thing. It's a two-way street that way.
Yeah.
Right? To talk to me as much and I even said, even if it's not what I like, it is what it is. Say it.
Yeah.
And we'll deal with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? But out of the blue, all of a sudden, it just, like I said, as soon as I started talking about let's living together, it was like, boom, done.
Yeah.
It was like, what the fuck? Like,
Too real, too quick, but without the too quick part.
yeah. Yeah. So, but I do wish her well. And I know she's got some, problems in her family, and personal stuff that's going on. And my heart goes out to her because it's going to hurt when it happens. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's hard for me to say she was an asshole.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. No matter
Well, that's
how
a good
much...
time to break, eh? Now we're going to start crying. We'll break.
It was more of a
Sounds good. Cry us out,
Oh,
Lady
it was a
Joan.
question. Should we break? No, I'm okay.
Cry us out to the break.
Cry us out to the break, yeah. Yeah, well, crying is a good emotion. It does help clean out the eye ducts, and
Yeah.
it helps.
Yeah. All right, we'll be back, and when we get back, we'll be on to slightly a little bit more
Happy stuff?
happy thoughts.
Okay.
Let's talk about getting
Happy,
over
happy, happy
a
thoughts?
breakup.
Okay. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. Find me a Kleenex.
The tears I shed were tears of joy. I know the meaning.
To hear more Ask Lady Joan, tune in every Wednesday night from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern, only at AskLadyJoan.com.